Now this is just a usual DC-9 landing right here. Nothing to see, nothing to worry about. Alright, the whole tail falls off. Literally. It's amazing. Now, many planes are designed and built to withstand hard landings. Take a look at this usual 747 Lufthansa landing. Nothing to worry about. Okay, yes, sometimes after doing a hard landing like this, it is required to have the, landing gear checked out. To inspect to see if anything went wrong there, because that's a lot of force on those struts. Sometimes in a landing that goes very badly, you would have a tail strike, like this A321. Okay, not a necessarily hard landing, but poorly executed.
Easy. Oh
yes, that was a bit of a tail strike right there. But very rarely, other parts of the aircraft are damaged. Here's a 7.6 landing, where you can clearly see that nose landing gear. Touchdown right there. That bends the fuselage and breaks it. Very hard to repair. Pretty much written off. Complete, broken. But everybody, it is the McDonnell Douglas DC-9, which for some reason had a lot of landings that broke their airplane. Take a look at this here. This is an Aeropostale DC-9 that landed so hard the engines fell off, which is almost hilarious. Take a look at this. Now, this can only be achieved by landing at an insanely high landing rate. 4.2 G of force. 4.2 Gs. I've never even achieved that in any hard landing I've ever done.
Don't sink.
We're super bad on center line.
Don't sink.
Most unstable approach ever done in my life. 1,250 feet. 2.6 G. Lethal. Practically the plane landed too slow and the airplane practically stalled onto the runway. But it's interesting. The DC-9 isn't necessarily known for being hard to fly. This right now is the DC-9-10. It actually is quite okay to fly and to land. Yes, of course, it doesn't have any automation systems, but it's not like it's really a challenge. And I really do rather wonder, did they make this airplane out of cardboard? Like in the Besiege game? You're kind of spiraling down to a very horrible death now. In the first clip that we saw in this video, exactly this one right here, it was filmed like this because it was a test flight to test the DC-9, also its landing capabilities. They weren't really good. They found out, well, okay guys, we need to redesign that tail. This landing was extremely hard. We gotta be, aware of that. But an airplane has so much forces going up to it that if this thing falls off in midair, for example, as well, then you'd be in trouble. Yeah, after this test flight, they did some, redesigning. All right, by the way, let's take off right now. This is the only DC-9 that I know of for any proper modern flight simulator. It is a freeware and it has a cockpit that looks like a DC-9. It's funny because the whole range of family of DC-9 is still flying around today in Formula the 717. And we died right there. But the tail didn't fall off. That's a start. But I think it's interesting to see how this airplane as a model has progressed, with new cockpit being built and I guess new tail, because it was only the DC-9 who had, I could find 5 incidents of this. Let's see if I can even do a landing that's hard as 4G in this flight simulator. There you go, G-load. This airplane isn't particularly hard to land. I mean, okay, it does require quite a bit of airspeed. So flying this plane at 130 knots, it kind of, you almost crash into trees. That's true. We need a bit more power there. So it does like to drop like a rock. So let me see if we can even do that. Uh-oh, come on, I want you to die. Honestly now. All right, so let's do this. Drop it. All right, that was definitely not 4G. I messed up. Whoops. All right, this is Delta. It's broken. That doesn't matter. I'd love to one day fly on the LTDE type. Have you heard of Eastern Airlines Flight 573? Looks kind of similar there. Okay. What happened there was the nose touchdown first. And, well, of course, that caused the airplanes to bounce hard. Or maybe like that. All right, there we go. That's a very realistic one. Not bad. God damn it. Yes, it was the captain's failure to maintain a proper descent rate on final approach to execute a missed approach. All right, this was certainly also a hard landing. Well, it must be very hard. All right, okay, never mind. This is not a hard landing. There was also another accident in 2004 where a DC-9 of Cebu Pacific landed so hard that the tail cone came off. The tail cone like this. This is actually quite a fun fact about the whole DC-9 MD-80 series. Has a tail cone that can come off to be used as an emergency exit, which is actually almost hilarious, but actually pretty cool. Not bad at all. How does that look like?
To evacuate the aircraft using the tail cone emergency slide, first lower the attendant's headrest to expose the emergency handle. Pull the plastic cover away to gain access to the handle. The door may pop open a few inches due to pressure from the door seal, but the flight attendant must pull the door fully open. Few inches of travel jettisons the tail cone.
Ah, I see. Or it comes off automatically.
The evacuation slide.
That's quite good. Oh man, the DC-9. But of course, very occasionally, there would also be landing gear damages. Look at how tiny that landing gear looks as well. No wonder why it collapsed. Once, twice, thrice. Yes, 4 times, 5 times. No, just kidding, this is a Fokker. Hard landing DC-9. What was this pilot thinking? He was landing on an aircraft carrier? Come on, it can't be that bad. Come on. All right, but the tail is still attached. That's good. Yeah, okay, this plane flavors quite a bit differently. There was even a Swiss Air 1 hard landing video with this DC-9. All right, that's actually just a normal DC-9 landing. Rest in peace. All right, this is the Memphis DC-9. Oh, hear those beautiful GTA-D engines. Come on, let's have a look. God, the problem is, all these videos are super low quality because the airplane hasn't been flying around forever. That was not even hard. Flew on this aircraft from Sharm to Cairo. It was awful. Thank you, Thomson Airways. I mean, okay, I think I've been displaying this airplane a bit poorly. It's obviously a lovely flying plane. It's just interesting, though, how, you know, it had so many problems. Now, in this flight simulator, we're able to put out the reversers in mid-flight. You were not able to do that, I think, in the plane in real life. I hope not. But yes, this huge reverse thrust that pilots would often prematurely put out to make the plane stop very quickly also caused the plane to drop a lot of times. So let's maybe try to see if we can land down here maybe smoothly. You have to pull up quite a lot. It's quite weirdly nose hair. Oh my. Do you need full power to properly land? Jesus Christ, that was genuinely hard. All right, there you go. We've done it. Beautiful. I mean, there are planes that are significantly harder to land. For example, the MD-11. That one just sucks to fly. But with the DC-9, you really have to make sure not to sit in the tail section of the airplane. Otherwise, you might not even arrive at your destination. You know. So yes, everybody, this is a great freeware for the X-Plane Flight Simulator. I'm glad that we, for a few months now, have a beautiful freeware airplane. So everybody, don't you dare land hard, because it's going to be expensive. And thank you so much for watching this video today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijutsu Finer, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New York. You've got beautiful names.